As Celia said, the first interaction I had with Cornerstone Maths was whilst doing my PGCE at the Institute of Education. The question I used to ask myself every lesson was, is every student making adequate progress within the time of each lesson? When I started working with Cornerstone Maths, it supported my answer to that question every time we worked with one of those units. Because of the pupils making progress independently at their own pace, similar to what was said previously in the video, you start to be able to spend more time assessing the development that's being made throughout each lesson. Moving on from my PGCE, I then began to work as a full-time employee at Langdon Park School. At Langdon Park School, we then decided to embed in our maths department both Cornerstone units that were available at the time. The reason we did this is because as a whole department, we first started teaching the whole units, so that was all of the teachers in our department, and then from teaching, we made our own evaluations, and through that process, we determined that it was one of the most adequate ways in order to teach a number of the concepts which were incorporated in the two different modules. Cornerstone supports the school's practice that we currently have of teaching and learning. One of our key focuses in maths is using problem solving to allow students to ascertain information in terms of concepts, again, which you've heard from nearly every person that's been on the stage. Whilst using Cornerstone Maths, we're able to actually see students solve problems, and not only solve problems, but also receive a number of rigorous questions whilst they're actually developing through each lesson. A personal perspective that I have on Cornerstone is that it's very, very beneficial to, I would say, every maths department. The reason why is because it allows teachers to collaborate in terms of the CPD, which is also provided by the London Knowledge Lab and the other organisations that work together. Whilst us teachers from other schools have come together and collaborated and spoke about the developments in terms of how other teachers have used it, how I've used it myself, we've been able to see things and continually develop our own practice so that we can take that back to the classroom and continually develop the children that we work with on a day-to-day basis. From a department's perspective, like I've said previously, we made the actual decision to embed it inside of our schemes of work. So if you did come to our school and you looked at our math scheme of work, you'd see linear functions and it will say Cornerstone unit. In order to do that, we've had to attain more digital technology. We now have a class set of laptops, a class set of iPads, and we're working on how we can use this technology around the whole school year in order to embed such work for all of our pupils to benefit from. Thank you.